Minister Levaille here, Christian Marriage Counseling. Tips for you married couples out there that may be watching this. Now, here's the thing that we've discovered, that we feel that couples should have at least spend 8 hours a week with each other. Now, 8 hours a week, which is not bad, because if you don't do that, we've come to find out a lot of couples grow apart because they spend no intimate time with each other. So we require here at Christian Marriage Counseling that you at least spend 8 hours a week. Now, if you think about that, that's an hour a day that you need to put. If you have kids, put the kids to bed, and y'all need to spend an hour together. So we had 7 days a week, at least an hour per day with each other. So let's say you can't do that, maybe you can get your 6 hours in on a Saturday, you know, or 8 hours. So at least 8 hours a week. Remember that. Another thing we want to bring to your attention, that we believe that when there's an issue in your marriage, whoever's having a issue should call a meeting. Say if the wife is unhappy about a certain thing that the husband's doing, she should call a meeting and say, honey, you know, prepare the setting, say, honey, you know, I have something I want to talk to you about, I want to have a meeting with you. And then he said, okay, and say around about 8, after I put the kids to sleep and we meet, he says, yes. So they meet. Now, I want you to listen to this now. The wife, whoever's calling the meeting, in this case, the wife is calling the meeting. Husband, you need to listen. Sit back, listen. Don't get ready to defend. Listen to her, what she's saying. Listen to her concerns. And after she says what she says, then you need to be, okay, I'll work on that, you know, because I don't like you feeling like that. So I'll work on that. So what I'm saying to you, whoever calls the meeting, the person that's invited to the meeting needs to be quiet and listen. Remember what I told you earlier, it takes 2 ears to listen, because you have to do that twice as hard. That's why God gave you 2 ears, because it takes 2 ears to listen. Like a lot of people hear, like right now there's some noise outside. I hear that noise, but I don't know exactly what that noise is because I'm not listening to that noise. But I do hear there's other noises around me, but I'm not listening. And that's what we do as couples sometimes. We hear one another, but we don't listen. So again, before we go, whoever's having an issue, call the other party to the meeting. The person that's invited to the meeting, be quiet, listen, do not defend, do not make up excuses. You did not have a problem. If you did, you would have called the meeting. So just like on your job, when they call a meeting, they don't ask your opinion in most cases. They're telling you what their projections or what they plan on doing. So if your spouse calls a meeting, we'd like for you to go to that meeting, be quiet, and listen to that person's concern. And one other thing, if a person tells you, your wife or your husband tells you, I feel like this, who are you to tell them they shouldn't feel like that? Your job is to make them or try to help them not to feel like that. It is something you're doing, something that you can do to stop that type of feeling. Thank you.